Hola, friends. Argen here to highlight some of the things we will see in this video demonstration for walk geometry, the range of possibilities. We start off in a typical inline position, and let's stop immediately to notice something that we will see throughout, both in linear movements and in circular movements, where the leader's feet frame the follower's last step, forming a triangle, the most stable geometric figure. By stepping in this way, it gives us control and stability. Then we begin circling a small circle around the hand side. And in this configuration, we'll notice that the outside foot will step and pivot, then the inside foot collects to the outside foot. This seems to do a nice job of containing the circle. So notice that step and pivot and the collection of the inside foot. And again, we see that triangle of the feet. Then Argen steps into outside position, still in parallel. Notice that the legs, feet on the arm side are stepping together, so that's in parallel system, and we're outside the follower's hand side. Now, in this configuration, the feet are not collecting one to the other. Instead, they are passing each other, and the pivot is on the inside foot. So, inline position versus outside position, pivoting on the outside foot versus the inside foot. What's the difference? By exploring, we can discover which things seem to work better for us, which give us more control and comfort. So now we've stepped back into an inline position. And then relaxing the embrace a little bit gives Tina room to move, to pivot into a perpendicular position facing the hand side. Tina steps forward in simple time as Argen does side steps in double time. Using this perpendicular position gives us greater ease in terms of stepping different size of steps and different tempo of steps. Now a little pivot play into a right outside position. And we begin a little calesita with Tina on the outside, Argen as the center point. And in this case, notice too that her feet, if we back up just a little, are also forming that triangle with the partner's feet. You can calesita forward or backward, or in this case, both of us walking on a small circle around the center point. Right here. That puts us in cross system. Cross system is where the legs on the opposite side of the embrace, there in this case you can see Tina's arm side leg and Argen's hand side leg are stepping together. This has the advantage of bringing the partners closer together than in an outside position. In parallel system, they have to be fully offset, whereas in cross system, they're offset by just one leg width. That closer position gives us more control and stability, and that's an aspect of why the close embrace is so important in the Argentine tango. And we can use the same cross system, walk circular around the arm side. And now we've switched to a calesita with Tina on the inside and Argen walking around on the outside.
Now that you've gotten a chance to see what the full range of possibilities are when we start playing with geometry, there's a few things that we'd like you to keep in mind as you are exploring all of these different positions. It's our first one.
One in particular, when we're talking about geometry, geometry is the idea that we're going to step wherever works best, wherever it's most useful, plus to stay connected and flow into the next step. We want to be able to flow into whatever we're doing and flow out of it. And oftentimes we have to shift our position, and that often means shifting the embrace. So if I'm stepping out to the hand side, I've got to allow the vocal, have to allow our arms to slide, allow the bodies to slide. And maintain also a center-like connection as you do around each other.
This is one a lot of followers especially, they love to just get settled into the close embrace, and sometimes they just hold it on to it for dear life. And sometimes it's nice to know that we need to give that embrace a little bit of breathing room to make things more comfortable.
If we're going off to the side, that look is kind of dysfunctional.
Exactly. Another thing that we would like to point out when we are talking about the calesitas, you saw in the video that we did some reverse calesitas where the follower was powering the movement versus the traditional where the leader is powering the movement. We'd like to speak to whoever is powering the movement for the calesita. And the most non-traditional way is for the followers. So speaking to, if you are unfamiliar with the calesita, a couple of things to keep in mind. What we want to imagine is if Argen is the middle of the calesita, that he has a hula hoop around him, right? He's in the center of the hula hoop. And as I am powering this calesita, I want to make sure that I am walking around the hula hoop in an equidistant way. I am not going outside of the hula hoop. And also, just as importantly, I am not going into the hula hoop. We want to make sure that for this to work really smoothly and be elegant, we need a continuous speed in the direction that you're moving, and we need a fairly equidistant or equal amount of space as you're traveling around. When you're going backwards, again, whoever is powering, which would be me this time, I'm thinking about filling out Argen's arm side of the frame, right? I don't want to be here where it's all loose and he has to kind of go and find me. I want to open up those slats and really power into the arm side of the embrace. This is what's going to keep this movement flowing nice and smoothly as we move around.
And I appreciate that you can feel where my balance is, and that'll help give you feedback as to where that track is. It keeps everything nice and centered.
Yes, absolutely. And if you are really paying attention, if you are feeling what your follower or the inside of the calesita is doing, and you're feeling that, oh, they're kind of push back. equalize that, because that will help right then. If you feel them kind of falling backwards, you also need to kind of work a little bit backwards as well, so that way we equalize each other and we both don't go in the same direction. That's when we follow.
Right. Both of us essentially we wanted to send our energy into the floor, into the ground. It keeps us well balanced and stable. So we have looked at walking as a range of possibilities. It's a foundation of our tango. All of our steps we want to make as if we're making a fun walking step in terms of the size, perhaps. And the speed. And those two are sometimes connected with each other. And then the geometry. How do we apply all of those three things to make even something that seems like, oh, it's just walking, something that makes it special?
Yes. We encourage you to, when you're exploring these ranges, you might find a certain size of the range is very comfortable. You're very used to doing things that way. We encourage you to actually move into the opposite side of that range. Try something that you're very comfortable on the hand side. All of a sudden, try doing it to the arm side. If it's usually the leader doing an action, let's see if we can get the follower to do that action. Work on the more uncomfortable side of the range, and that's when we believe you will start to see creativity begin to unfold and really embellish upon your walk using the full range.
The discomfort is simply your body saying, hey, I need more practice in this area.
Exactly. And until then, we look forward to seeing you on the dance floor. Abrazos.